So today I'm going to talk about the staggering cost of type 2 diabetes. Hi, my name's Tom, and this is my carnivore life. Type 2 diabetes is one of the fastest growing metabolic diseases that we have in this country. And the numbers I'm going to give you are specific to the United States. This is not worldwide, this is just the United States. So as of right now, there are an estimated 35 million people in the US that have type 2 diabetes. And that ranges from kids as young as 6 years old to adults in their 80s. And it just keeps growing. And it's one of the few diseases that we can actually control. And we can do that through our diet by eliminating seed oils, sugars, grains, processed food. These are the things that we need to eliminate from our diet. And if we do that, we reduce our dependence on medications. We can bring our A1C down. We can reverse type 2 diabetes. It's documented that it can be done. So when you have type 2 diabetes, and there's a range of what people deal with when it comes to that disease, from medications to treatments and so on and so forth. But on average, the average person with type 2 diabetes is going to spend about $4,000 a year. This includes any medications, any emergency room treatments that they're going to need. It's going to include test strips, glucose monitors. All of that is lumped into this, and it can be higher or lower depending on the severity of the disease. So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to do the math on those numbers. So if you're averaging about $4,000 a year per person times 35 million people, that's a hefty chunk of change. And then you add in the lost productivity in the workforce. And according to a 2023 study by GoodRx, that number comes in at a staggering $412 billion. That's billion with a B. That's a lot of money that people are spending unnecessarily. Just think of what you could do with $4,000 a year if you didn't have to treat and pay for type 2 diabetes. When you go to the American Diabetes Association website, you're going to find recommendations for what a person with type 2 diabetes should be eating. A couple of things on that list are fruit and whole grains. Now, why on earth would an organization that is dedicated, supposedly, to helping people with type 2 diabetes be recommending the food that got there in the first place? Now, I'm not saying everybody should abstain from fruit. That's a personal thing, but excess of fruit, excess of grains, seed oils, sugars, these all played a role in getting people to type 2 diabetes. And one of the worst fruits for a type 2 diabetic, believe it or not, is grapes. Yep, you heard it right. Grapes are the worst fruit that a type 2 diabetic can eat. Now, if we take a step back from what we've been taught for the last 60 or 70 years, we realize that the food pyramid is actually upside down. We should be eating an animal-based diet, and then as you move up that pyramid, you gradually get up to the very tippy top where occasionally fruit or some type of sugar, but not in the bottom where they tell you to eat 7 servings of grains a day. That's just absolutely wrong, and that's what's got us into this mess. And people need to understand that these companies, if they're recommending things that got you there in the first place, they are not looking out for your best interest. They're looking out for the dollars. And let's face it, there is no incentive to cure type 2 diabetes, because if you do, you lose billions of dollars a year. And not just from the pharmaceuticals, but from the professional organizations, their donors, their sponsors. They lose all that money. They go out of business. Do you really think they're in business to go out of business? I don't think so. So the next time that you pick up that candy bar or that piece of bread, you need to be thinking about, do I really want to spend my money on medications and doctor visits? Or do I want to put this down, gain control of my health, get rid of the type 2 diabetes, and save myself an average of $4,000 a year? That's a lot of money that can be used for something else, maybe a vacation, maybe a new wardrobe. And just think of the weight that you're going to lose. You're going to be healthier, you're going to be happier, your mind's going to be clearer, you're going to enjoy life a lot more. So, really take stock of what it is that you want to do with your life. And you are your own best health advocate. Stop listening to the talking heads, stop listening to these organizations, and start taking control of your health. Your body's going to love you for it, and so is your wallet. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you know somebody with type 2 diabetes that doesn't get it, share this video with them. Give me a like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And as always, have a great day.